Hello there, welcome to another episode of Regular Beer Reviews, where regular doesn't refer to the beers reviewed, but to the reviewer, myself. I'm Jesse, and today I'm going to be reviewing another beer I've never had. It is from, let's try to pronounce this right, Unibroue. Um, uh, this is their Trois Pistoles. My French is pretty bad, but I know Unibroue is a brewery out of Chambly, Quebec, Canada. I'm not really sure a lot about this beer. I just know that the artwork on the bottle is badass. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Um, Reminds me, I'm a bit of a coin collector. I got a lot of French coins from around the turn of the century, and they all seem to have this kind of the reverse always has this badass horses and angels and just really really sweet designs and artwork on them. So that's what that reminds me of. Um, let's see here. It is a Belgian strong dark ale, or an Abbey strong dark ale. Um, uh, it was given a 94 on Beer Advocate, which is outstanding, and that's with 3,451 reviews. Rate Beer gives it a 100 overall, with a 100 in the style, so that's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. It's as good as you can get on Rate Beer. And the Bros give it 100, which is world class. It has an ABV of 9%, so it's a pretty big beer. It has year-round availability. And here's a quick description from Rate Beer. It says, strong Belgian-style ale, similar to port wine, is as dark as can be, mellow in taste, with an aroma of ripe fruits. It can be compared to an old Porto and is brewed from well-roasted malt. I've had port a few times. My grandfather used to love port. Never been a big fan of it. It's a very sweet dessert wine, so. But a beer version of that, I might love it. I mean, I usually like a lot of beers. So I hate these foil caps. Kind of. I've been a big fan of foil caps. Or when they foil over the cap. I mean, it does look pretty, but it's just a pain in the ass to get off there. I'll just pop it with that. It should come off. Good bit of smoke. Still see a little bit, maybe. Nah, can't really see it. But doesn't give a description really on the bottle. I actually went to the website, and most of it was in French, so it's hard to read. But one thing I did understand on there, it says it's best to drink it out of a chalice or a balloon. So I got my chalice here. Didn't really give it an aggressive pour, so it's not a huge head, but at 9%, not expecting a huge one. Let's see, I'd say that's, God, the head's pretty much gone. I mean, I don't know if you can't really see over it, but I mean, it's pretty much gone. There's a little frothy ring around it now. There's about an eighth of a finger, and it just went away like that. But again, for 9%, that's not unheard of. Let's see, in the light, it's kind of mucky, kind of murky, not very translucent at all. Kind of a light mahogany, very dark amber brown. A lot of carbonation for quickly dissipating head for 9% AVB. I'm seeing a lot of bubbles streaming up. Let's get a nose on this. A little bit of booziness right up front. Brown sugar. A little darker, roastier malt. Caramel, toffee, maybe the slightest bit of coffee. A little bit of dark fruit, fig, figs, raisins. kind of a floral note to it. Might be the hops. I don't know. Kind of a little bit of a floral note to the whole thing. It smells pretty good. Gonna go ahead and jump into this one. Again, I've never had this beer, so hopefully it's gonna be good. The ratings are outstanding, so hopefully it's gonna be a good one. Oh man. Didn't I kind of picked up on a dark fruitiness and in the nose right up front, a little bit of roasty malt, a little bit, a lot of carbonation, a light mouthfeel, but it still coats the tongue very well. But again, though, on the nose picked up on the darker fruits, a little bit of the roasty malt up front, and then bam, tropical fruitiness. It's like a mango, a pineapple, a little bit of coconut. I mean, that's, but in a way that really complements a dark beer. It's not like a, usually, I mean, darker beers like this, you don't really usually pick up a lot of tropical fruitiness. But this is, I'm really picking up its tropical fruitiness, refreshing. I mean, it's really, really good. A little bit of roasty malt up front. Kind of floral, a little bit of floralness right at the middle of the palate. Very carbonated. Stings the back of my throat. It's actually so carbonated. It reminds me of drinking like a Coke. When you chug an ice cold Coke, you're really thirsty, and it just burns the back of your throat. You can only chug it for a couple seconds, and you're like, oh. That's how carbonated this is, but very enjoyable. I mean, it's pretty good. I really like this beer. Not overly complex. The malts, like I said, it's like a light roastiness, caramel, toffee, and the smell smells a little bit darker than it actually tastes. I can almost pick up coffee on the smell, just almost. But, and again, I'm still smelling. Oh, I don't know. It still smells a little bit like a tropical fruit in the nose now. But I'm still, when I smell it, I pick up on like it smells like raisins or figs or something, kind of a darker fruit. But then the taste is just other side of the realm. I mean, it's just so tropical, so sweet, so fruity, so all over the place. Again, not overly complex, but there's still a lot going on with this beer. I mean, it's. I think this is a pretty good beer. Got a little bit more in the bottle here. Oh man. Excuse me. This is a pretty good beer. This is not only the first time I've ever had it. This is the first time I've ever seen it. I think I might have seen a review for it 6 months or so ago. It seems like seems kind of familiar in the back of my mind now, but when I picked it up, I've never seen it before. Honestly, the reason why I picked this beer up was just because name in French and the artwork on the bottle was badass. You can see behind me there, there's one collage. I got collages all over the room. I always keep beer labels when I have a new beer, and that's definitely going on. That's some badass artwork. So that's probably one of the more Mosa actually is a beer from Guatemala, I believe, that had actually some pretty badass artwork on the bottle. If you've ever had it, it wasn't a great beer. I mean, it was a shitty macro style Bach, but it had some pretty badass artwork, and I kind of like the darker, odder, more intricate labels, and that's what it reminds me of. But anyway, again, Trois Pistoles from the Unibroue brewery out of Chambly, Quebec, Canada. Did a great job. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It's a really good beer. Complex, but not overly complex. I can't remember what I paid. I picked this up in a sampler pack. I can't remember what I paid for the individual bottle, but whatever it was worth it. This is a good beer. Oh, man, that fruitiness, I mean, it really lingers on the back of the palate, like a tropical fruitiness. Maybe still a little, like a cherry. It almost reminds me of like a fruit cup. When you get, it's in the light syrup, you got peaches, pears, grapes, cherries. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Back of the palate, and it's just the sweetness it leaves in your mouth. It's very good. So if you see it, pick it up. Trois Pistoles. Excuse me. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a very good beer. Excuse me. Keep watching for more reviews and post.